So you've all seen Rolexes, Pateks, APs, etc., etc. Today we are at 90210 Watches with Seth, and we're going to show you something really special. Before we get into the video, I want to remind you, go to the Producer Michael boutique, www.producermichael.com, and go shopping. We have amazing watches, a vast range. We have everything from like 20 bucks all the way up to a couple of million and everything in between. We've got fashion, shoes, fragrances, sunglasses. Go check it out, producermichael.com. So today we are with Seth at 90210 Watches, and we're going to show you something really, really special. I know you've all seen the Rolexes and Pateks and everything that everybody shows all the time. But do you know there's so many other super high-end brands that are very expensive that are also incredibly desirable? Seth, good to see you, my friend.
Hey.
What you got to show us?
I really appreciate you coming in today, Mike.
It's great to see you.
Good to see you. And you too, Adam.
Good to see you, mate.
Well, these look amazing. I'm familiar with some of these, but not all of them.
Sick.
It's actually very refreshing to see this rather than just the standard stuff that you see all the time, right?
Right. We're always talking about the hype watches.
Right. And that's what they are. They're hype
They're
for the
hype.
time being.
Right. So let's start from this side. We'll work our way down.
All right. So this one here, this is a Lange & Son.
Correct. That's the Langematic Perpetual in Platinum. Fantastic watch. It's a 38 millimeter watch. And it's really held its value fantastically over the last 4 or 5 years. It's gone up slowly but surely. It never went down. It's a very handsome perpetual calendar.
So let's talk about the pricing. Did you see the back of it? Absolutely beautiful.
Gorgeous.
So how much is this watch?
This watch, give or take, is in the low 60s, 61, 62,000 for pre-owned.
So what's the retail on this watch?
I believe the retail is somewhere in the 80s.
Okay, so it's actually slightly less than the retail.
Right.
And it's a beautiful watch. My understanding is this is German. Is it German?
Correct.
And the Germans make a great watch.
I know it's not something that you would probably wear, but it really does have a great following.
Who's the other German watch? Is it Glashütte?
Glashütte, right?
Glashütte?
Yeah. Glashütte.
Also fabulous watch. This is nice, and it feels nice as well with it being platinum. It's got some serious weight to it. Okay, this is a big boy.
So you're right. So that's an Arnold & Son Luna Magna in platinum. That's limited to 28 pieces.
What does this do? It's like a bubble globe, right?
So that is the moon phase. So that is just like how Jacob has a three-dimensional actual round moon.
Right.
They do it as well. So you can see right now the way it's set that if you look up at night, it's going to be almost half of a moon.
If I pull this out and turn it, will it turn?
Well, no, you'd have to actually trigger the moon phase.
With the button, yes.
Right. But if you'd like to play with it, you're welcome to, but you'll just change the time right now.
And how much is one of these?
So that watch is give or take 50,000 and lists for around 70.
So again, a good buy.
Right.
A good buy. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. It's nice to see something different, right?
The brand itself has made a fantastic comeback. Like 5-6 years ago, Arnold & Son was known as a closeout brand. As the years have progressed, this brand has come back. It is now trading for, give or take, 80% of the retail value.
Really?
Hard to get.
And
yeah.
this is British?
Arnold & Son is a Swiss-made watch. I believe their legacy is British, but it's definitely a Swiss-made watch.
Especially with a name like Arnold, right? And this is very pretty. Look at that dial.
So that's a Blancpain. That is a stainless steel single button pusher chronograph. You can trigger the chronograph with the center button. You don't have the top and the bottom.
Okay, but that does the same function.
Correct.
So press once, it starts it, press two, stop it.
And then reset it.
And
Exactly right.
Reset it.
So this
pretty watch, right?
Blancpain's a brand that you can still get pretty exceptional values. The watch retails for around $24,000, and you can still buy this watch for about 50% off.
Can you really?
Yeah, this one, yeah.
So this would be 12, 13,000?
Correct.
Blancpain is incredibly popular in Europe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, definitely.
Beautiful watch, very classy looking.
It is. And they sponsor the Lamborghini Super Trofeo.
They do?
Yep.
What is this?
I'm sure I'm going to pronounce it wrong, but Urwerk.
Urwerk.
How do you pronounce it?
Urwerk.
So that's the 105 Maverick in bronze. That was a limited edition of just 22 pieces.
What does this do? Oh, what did it do? I guess it just gives you an additional view, right?
Correct. You can see the
Now,
mechanism.
these
inside.
aren't cheap if I'm not mistaken.
No. It's a 70,000 retail, and you really don't get much discount, maybe about $10,000
It
discount.
looks a bit like a toy, right?
Seriously, it looks like something you would get at, what is it that's just opened at Universal? The Star Wars thing.
So this is 70,000 bucks?
Yes, list, yeah.
And what makes it
Which
special?
you're gonna have to-
Is there anything special
It
with
was
the movement?
Yeah, well, look at the movement. Look at how the hour marker rotates around. You want to play with it a little bit? You can see.
How do you? I'll let you do it because I don't know how to do it. Interesting. Oh, look at that.
So the whole thing comes in this way.
So it's like a
these-
satellite
these
type
are
thing.
the minutes in there, and then the hour rotates around. So it's
That's pretty
always
cool.
rotating.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's hard to see through the camera. Okay, so every time the large number points, that gives you, wow, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an expensive watch that I dare say you can wear without getting mugged because it looks a bit like a toy, right?
What's the back look like?
The back looks like that. I'm not quite sure how to explain that. It looks like two eyes. Oh, it has a button on it. You see this?
Yeah, what does that do?
What does it do, Seth?
Also don't know. Does it come with an instruction manual, Seth?
I hope so.
What do we have here?
You tell me. I just got this. Have you noticed I'm wearing a watch again? Can you believe
Yeah,
it?
look at that. A couple diamonds. Zenith white gold Daytona, baguette bezel. If this is original,
This is original.
wow. Pave dial.
Don't see that too often.
This is incredibly rare.
Isn't that pretty?
This is worth a lot of money.
Yep.
Did you just get this?
I just got this, yeah.
You got very good taste. My God.
Let's get back to this stuff.
How did you even find that watch?
It was very difficult. Very few of these. You like it?
I do like it.
Even though it's bling?
Even though it's bling.
What do you think this watch is worth, Mike?
I have no idea. You tell me.
I'm thinking this has to be worth something like 150, 200.
That's a good guess. And I paid slightly less than that. Okay.
Are you going to switch out that brown strap, or are you going to keep it brown?
Well, this is the way it comes, so I'm tempted, but I wanted to
Okay.
keep it original.
Okay.
What would you put on it?
I don't know.
White?
Pink?
As I was saying, here's another Star Trek watch.
Okay. So
What
that's
is
by
this?
a very, very boutique brand called MB&F. They make fantastically futuristic watches. And they also make little clocks. They're very collectible, hard to get. You get almost no discount. This watch retails for $113,000.
Stop it.
Yeah, $113,000.
113,000. Would you wear that?
No, not in a million years.
Really?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
You
But
wear it, Mike. That thing is.
I would not wear that.
That is a
I-
conversation.
I would. No, I don't want that.
certainly
I,
is.
I
I mean,
don't
I
want
wouldn't
that.
wear it
I don't
either,
want
but-
that conversation. 113,000. Tell us what it does.
Well, just tells you what
Tells the
time it is.
time.
That's the balance wheel in the front, and then you got the hours and the minutes. That's it. You just
And all of that for
These
113,000.
yeah,
No date.
no date.
No, that would be 150,000. No, it's very nice for those that
Yeah.
like that, but it's cool to see,
It
right?
looks like a Jetsons car.
MB&F is actually a very famous brand
Yes.
and very sought after brand,
Yeah.
and also very eclectic.
Yeah.
I
They're-
mean, you have to be a certain.
They're one of the top independent brands, and so is the next watch, by the way.
Okay, who is this?
This is H. Moser.
H.
So that's called
Moser.
the Endeavour Flying Hours. That's in white gold. Look at that dial. They call it the Fumet dial. So it's a limited edition of 100 pieces. The hour is always going to be the one in the blue area that gets highlighted in white. And as it goes around, it jumps to different hours. So now it's 9 o'clock. And so you go by up here, you can see how many minutes have elapsed, and then it would jump to the next hour. Very, very, that's what they're famous for, their dials.
That's so cool.
So, all right, so this watch is right around
Let me guess, 60,000.
less. It's less.
40.
Yeah, the retail price is 37.
Oh, really?
37.5.
And what can it be bought for?
36.5. Not much discount.
Here's a question for you. Would you rather see somebody wearing one of these, or, as Seth calls them, the hype watches, the Rolexes? And
It's tough, isn't it? Because I think a Rolex is like a really solid first watch. But if you're a collector, then these are very cool to have.
very
because
cool, yeah.
Speaking about Rolexes, I know in our last video, we were talking about whether or not the watch market was crashing or not. So that video came out, 3 or 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, probably.
And we had shot it 3 weeks prior to that.
Right.
So at the time, I was reading some of the comments, and some people were saying that they felt that you were suggesting the market was crashing, and I was suggesting it's just a dip. It really wasn't crashing. And some people thought that they were actually saying that I was lying through my teeth. Did you see those comments? He's lying. He just wants to protect his business. But at the end of the day, it's been almost 2 months later. We see that sure, the watch market was down. It's still a correction. It hasn't crashed, and actually, I do
It's
see
stabilized,
prices
right?
stabilized. Exactly right.
Yeah, I would
So I just
agree.
wanted to throw that out there. And then the other comment that everybody was asking about is what happened to Yossi Dina?
Oh God. Okay. So I get that. I get that a lot.
Why
as
don't
well.
you just answer that question for all your followers?
Okay, Yossi, bless his heart. Shall I tell the story? What happened to Yossi?
Sure, why not?
This is all hearsay, but I believe it's semi-accurate. Yossi had the Dina collection, which is now the Rumi collection on Beverly Drive here in Beverly Hills. And he got himself in a little bit of trouble financially, is the story that I've heard. And he ran away. He went to Israel. He is in Israel now. I speak to him from time to time. He's a great guy. I love Yossi. And I think he's coming back. He didn't really run away. He left town for a while. I think he wanted things to cool down, calm down. Last time I spoke to him was probably 2-3 months ago. Out of the blue, he gives me a call. Michael, how are you? He didn't say that. Michael, how are you? You know, the Yossi. And yeah, hopefully he's going to come back. And if he does come back, he's going to set up a watch shop. That's what he said. I don't know what type of inventory he'll have, but if he does, you'll see him on the channel. So that's what happened to Yossi.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because you like Yossi too, right?
I liked him. I've known him for many years. He never called me to tell me where he was at. But I guess he...
Well, maybe he called me because he wanted something. Yeah. Who knows, right? But
maybe he reads the comments too.
Yeah, maybe he does. But he's a cool guy, and I do hope he comes back because we have a lot of fun with Yossi.
Yeah, he was really funny in all your videos.
Yeah.
The guy's hilarious.
And it's just off the cuff. That's Yossi. He's brutal.
Yeah.
But so brutal, you got to love him. So what do we got here?
All right, so the next one's called a Laurent Ferrier.
This is a Laurent?
Laurent Ferrier.
Ferrier.
This is called the Galet annual calendar in rose gold. Another limited edition watch. Watch retails for $66,000.
Before you go further, please explain to everybody the difference between an annual calendar and a perpetual calendar.
Okay, so a perpetual has moon phase usually built in. Also, the mechanism knows when it is a leap year. So it also knows how many days in every month. So the difference with annual calendar is the day, date, month, and moon phase sometimes. But a perpetual actually will switch depending upon if February has 28 days that month or 29 days. It knows every single month how many days are.
And they're an absolute nightmare to set.
Yeah, they could be.
And if it stops, if you don't keep it on a winder, oh boy.
Oh yeah, you gotta reset it.
But this is beautiful.
Yeah, nice annual calendar. So this watch, again, you get about a 20% discount on this brand.
And what's the list?
66.
So you would be paying what, 45?
A little bit more.
50.
Yeah, low 50s, yeah.
Yeah, very, very nice. It's a pretty watch.
All right, so the next watch literally just came in.
I like this.
So this is called, this is the new model, limited edition, they call the Mathematical. Can you tell what time it is right now?
Well, I don't have my glasses on. I see a 0 and hold on, I have to tilt it my way. 19 minutes past 0.
Okay, very good. So it's 10:19.
Where's the 10?
You were close. You saw the 0.
Where's the 10?
The 10 is,
I see it.
the
Yeah, I thought that was a digit.
Cool, huh?
That
cool
is very
watch.
cool.
So watch it change time. Oh, it goes backwards. There it
Oh,
goes.
wow.
Oh, look at that.
Whoa, that's cool.
That is so cool. This is a pretty watch.
Yeah, it's very. You know what? I literally just came in this morning. I have to double check the retail price and what the discount, if there is one.
Let's have a guess at it. See how far out we both are.
Okay.
All right.
All right. My guess is 70 grand.
70. Okay.
What's your guess?
My guess would be pretty close. I'm gonna guess 60.
And would there be a discount or no discount?
I'm thinking there's going to be something like a 10 to 15% discount.
It's complicated. It's gold. It's beautiful. So yeah, let's see who's right.
The next independent brand is Girardier. This is their stainless steel tourbillon, extra thin, blue dial.
That's extremely thin
It
for a
is.
tourbillon.
So this brand makes very kind of simplistic watches, but they're beautifully made. But you do get a discount. So this watch retails for $56,000, but you could buy it for around $30,000.
Really?
For brand new, yeah.
That's cheap for any tourbillon.
Right.
I
It's
like
a
it.
Swiss made. That's a real tourbillon.
Stainless steel.
That's not a Chinese tourbillon. Yeah, that's a Swiss made independent brand.
And this is what, 39 millimeter?
About
40?
limited edition of 12 pieces.
Wow.
Nice.
Watch, yeah. Nice independent brand.
So this one caught my eye. I like this watch.
I like this brand, Jaquet Droz. Maybe I'm mispronouncing it. They've been making watches for years. I believe it's a member of Swatch Group. Swatch Group or
Oh, look at the back of it. Doesn't do much.
No, you
It
don't
just
really
shows the jewels, right?
right, but that is a tourbillon, power reserve in white gold,
It's heavy.
limited edition, 28 pieces, 190,000 retail.
Really?
Yeah, look at the how far deep the tourbillon is in there. The dimensions of this dial. I mean,
It's gorgeous.
Just beautiful.
It feels like platinum. Feel this, Adam.
Oh yeah.
It really does feel heavy. Nice chunk of gold there.
Yeah. I see what you mean about the depth of the dial.
Exactly.
It's like three-dimensional,
I
right?
can't
It's
see it through the
like,
camera most of the time.
Right.
Like I'm trying to see what the details
Yeah, that's
are.
a special watch.
so you said 190 is the retail?
Right.
So what would this be?
Right around 100.
Wow, that's a huge discount.
Yeah, you get pretty good deals on those.
Well, so I have a question before we go on to the next watches. These watches that aren't, quote, the hype watches, what do you think will happen to the value if they're bought at these numbers that we're talking about?
Well, if we just go from historical context, these watches have not gotten hurt at all during the drop of all these hype watches.
Right.
So I think they're going to stay stagnant. I don't really think that this is a big risk, especially if you buy these watches correctly. You know, you don't want to go pay full retail price for this in a boutique.
So if you went to a boutique, would they discount it there? Or?
I believe if you go to an authorized dealer of this brand, they will give you something like a 15% discount. I don't know that for a fact because I never went shopping for this brand, but I'm guessing you're going to get 15 to 20%. But on the secondary market, if you can find specific watches priced right, you're going to buy them closer to 40%, 45% off.
So let me ask you another question,
Yeah.
which I'm sure a lot of people would want to know the answer to. So these are brand new watches, brand new, never worn watches.
A couple of these are pre-owned, but yes.
For the most part.
Most of these are brand new, yeah.
So how does one get them from a non-authorized dealer? Because if I'm looking for a watch, a new watch, you would think the only place you can get it is the authorized dealer. So how do you come across these watches?
How do I come across them, or how would a consumer come across them?
A consumer.
Google it. You gotta go shopping. You gotta hit the internet. That's the only way.
And they come with full warranties and everything else.
Well, some of them do still have factory warranties attached. Whenever you're buying anything on the secondary market, you don't always get the factory warranty. But typically when you buy from someone who's credible, they will back up the warranty. They will give you a warranty and have to deal with the issue if something arises.
Right. So it's covered.
Yeah, you're covered.
Okay. This is a pretty piece.
Yeah.
What is this?
So that's Parmigiani Hemisphere in rose gold. So this is a complicated watch. It's got all kinds of things going on, including a 24-hour clock, 24-hour indicator, excuse me. It's a masculine watch. I like it. You want to check it out, Mike?
Yes, please. And once again, the back is
Oh, that's cool. It's
open.
off center.
So that watch retails for $39,000,
pretty watch.
and I'd sell it for around $25,000.
And this is what, 40 millimeter? Maybe bigger, 42?
Yeah, it looks like something like that. 41, 42. I don't have my caliper right here. This watch is 42, so you can almost compare to this.
So this is a 40
this
then?
Roger Dubuis next to it.
Maybe it's the same. What do you say,
A
Adam?
little bit smaller.
Yeah, probably a tiny bit smaller.
Let's call it a 41.
Yeah. That's what
But
I'd
very
say.
pretty. So talking about this watch, that's a Roger Dubuis, no?
Very handsome watch. 42 millimeter Excalibur chronograph.
Right. And interesting, because from what I know of Roger Dubuis, and I have one Roger Dubuis, they make a great watch, but they just never became that mainstay brand, right? They never developed the name.
Yeah, they gave it their best effort. They really had. I think what hurt Roger Dubuis back in the day, this was a closeout brand. Too many of these ended up on the secondary market back when they were making the too muches and the much mores.
Right. Everything was one of 28.
Yeah, everything's one. I mean, they're beautiful watches. Well,
Yeah.
man, I used to wear one. I remember my my much more.
I remember your much more too. I believe I bought it from you.
I had a couple. I think I had another one, rose gold black dial, that I sold to a friend of mine. But yeah, they're very handsome watches.
Look at the back of that.
Yeah, great movements.
Really, really
It's a
pretty.
hand round movement.
So this would be how much?
25,
That's a great deal.
40,000 list.
And realistically, if somebody paid that for it, it's not really going to go down anymore, right? It's like rock.
Well, listen, if you're buying a brand new watch at 25,000, then you wear it and now it's a pre-owned watch, you can expect on a watch like this a 20 to 30% depreciation for sure. Yeah.
Even if you're buying it with 40% off to start with.
Yeah.
Well,
Some of these other ones I know this brand.
Right.
Pre-owned, you're going to lose about 20, 30%, even getting a discount.
but
when you
still
buy it.
beautiful watch.
Yeah, I
Very,
like
very handsome. I mean, not everybody wants to wear the same AP that everyone else has, the same Rolex. It really is a good idea if you're a true watch collector to invest in some of these more boutique-y or independent brands.
Oh, I agree, 100%. And
All
then
right.
the last one
The
here.
last one is unbelievable watch. This watch was actually featured in another video we did. I don't know if you remember it or not, but when we did the other video with some of the APs, this is a Grand Comte Vacheron Patrimony Tourbillon minute repeater. This watch was something
Lange.
close to 700,000-800,000 retail price.
Really? Is this
Yeah.
white gold or platinum?
This is platinum. This is actually a good deal. If somebody wants to step up and own themselves a Vacheron Grand Comte, I can sell this watch for $400,000 right now.
50% off, right?
Yes, if you're in the market for this watch, it's a fantastic deal. Most people will laugh at that, thinking they can buy a house for the same price, or half a house at least. But this is an unbelievable watch.
Let's talk about that for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
How does a watch manufacturer justify an $800,000 price tag?
Or more.
Or more, or $1 million, $2 million.
Yeah.
How do they justify it? Because you brought up a great point there.
Yeah.
It's a house,
Yeah.
right? So how do they do that?
Can I turn around and ask you the question? I don't know.
What would
To
be the
honest,
question?
I know it's thousands and thousands of hours of man time to do these. They're incredibly intricate. It's unbelievable what's going on inside of them.
One guy could spend a year making this, right?
Yeah, easily. Sometimes it needs a whole team to make these watches.
But still, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, well, they've been doing it for many years now, and there's a lot of wealthy people out there that collect these watches, and there's demand for these watches, and there's liquidity. At a certain point, there is liquidity on these watches.
Right. Well, this has been very educational and very fun to see these gorgeous pieces. Seth, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Which one are you going to be purchasing today?
I just got this.
Mike, you haven't bought anything from me forever.
How long has it been?
It's been a year and a half.
No, it hasn't. I bought the thing with the funny hands on it from you. It had a mother of pearl dial, I forget the brand, and it had 2 markers on it that neither of us knew what it did.
Oh my God, I'm blanking. What was the brand?
You came to my house, you were wearing it.
And
I said it was about 4 months ago.
That's right. That is a Martin Braun. I forgot.
Thank you very much.
You bought a Martin Braun.
Yes.
I apologize.
Yes.
You did buy that watch.
I did. So what would I buy? I like this one. This is the one that I would go. How much is this one?
Right around 100, maybe a little bit less.
It's beautiful, but I'm not spending $100,000. So with that, we'll say goodbye.
All right. Fair enough.
Seth, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Guys, do not forget, go to the Producer Michael Boutique at producermichael.com. Follow Seth on Instagram. All his info will be there. Call him, buy one of these watches, and he'll take care of you. And if you don't want one of these, he's got Rolexes, lots of them. Anything else?
That's it. Thank you so much.
Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. We are in it to
In it to win it.
Bye.